Hey everybody, Orange Podcast bad. I just saw we got new buttons. The X chat might actually work in our group chat. So those of you who are going to, we got one live on X. If you want to drop us a message, we might be able to actually do this without having to use multiple devices. Thank you to whoever at Rumble fixed that bug. That's awesome.
That's
Uh,
nice.
it's it's Memorial Day. We'll see. I've got the chat rooms open. I got to go back to the studio so that we can do the rest of what we do. So it's Memorial Day. Obviously, I saw a lot of people talking about veterans and the fantastic work they did, and they were the ones that came home. And you know what? I'm not going to be mad at these people that they confuse Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and Independence Day. I'm not, because they're out showing pride in their patriotism. But I did want to mention again, and I've got a clip I'm going to play later from Rush Limbaugh that has nothing to do with actual Memorial Day. He's talking about both the fallen and the veterans. It's I understand the confusion. I guess Paul is what I'm saying, and I just want to make sure people do that are going to watch this later or they're watching it live now. Memorial Day is where we remember the fallen. So back in when was it? 68. Congress started Decoration Day. Decoration Day being the day you go out and decorate the graves of the fallen. So in it was 1967, Congress said, "Look, we need to expand this. It just shouldn't just be Civil War era. It should be for everybody. You know, Revolutionary War, World War One, Two, Korea, Vietnam, on and on and on through the Gulf Wars." And so those that hadn't happened yet, but so in 1967 they changed it from Decoration Day to Memorial Day. Again, it's still the same concept. This is when you actually go to the graves and you decorate the graves of the fallen soldiers. It was rainy out for me. I get to go see a memorial ceremony. Had it not been rainy, I probably would have went and decorated the grave. So it's close to me. It's in the area of General Davidson, who was a general both in the regular army, and then he got injured, and then a general in the militia during the Revolutionary War. He lost his life while getting us freedom from Great Britain, from England. And that would have been something I totally would have done. Weather permitting, didn't work out, but I did get to go up into the mountains and catch a little bit of a ceremony. I didn't catch the whole thing, but they were out there in the rain. It was awesome. So
Yeah. And I got to tell you, listen, the, these couple of holidays, Veterans Day and Memorial Day, I really give everyone a pass because, their heart's in the right place, even though they don't have any people in their family that were military, so they don't have a point of reference or not understanding. Dude, I give them a pass.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I also give the veterans a pass because today, Memorial Day, I see more uh I'm a veteran,
Yep.
ball caps and stuff, guys your age and my age and stuff wearing their ball caps and
Oh yeah.
thank you for your service and happy Memorial Day and stuff. I also give them a pass because it it's not um, on purpose. It's not.
It's not. It.
It's not. It
I,
is.
what I'm thankful for is that they are taking the time to remember all the
Right.
people who were
They
served.
absolutely. It's
It,
recognition. Just
right.
as long as they're doing recognition, I'm happy with it.
No,
and I'll take it
absolutely.
however it goes. But I, on purpose, don't wear any, uh, military ball caps or anything. I do on Veterans Day, but I don't on
Yeah.
Memorial Day, and that's by design. I just don't.
Well,
And
and I think it's totally acceptable to look at Independence Day. A lot of people still call it 4th of July, and again, I'm going to give them a pass. Independence Day,
oh yeah, great point. Yes, yeah,
no problem. I'll give you a pass. And yes, you should absolutely have that backyard party because it is a celebration of the declaration that we sent to tell the King George III to GFY,
yep,
we're not playing with you anymore, and we're
yep.
willing to go to war. We understand that what you're going to do, you're not going to hold any of us prisoner. If you catch us, because we're now tyrants to the king, you are going to unalive my entire family, including my 4-year-old son, and destroy my plantation or my
Oh yeah, yeah,
manufacturing plant or
yep.
the building I lease out.
And I got to tell you, for probably 6, maybe 7 years, we always watch Mel Gibson in The Patriot on Independence Day.
Oh
That's
yeah.
just that's just one of our things that we do. It just doesn't matter how many times we've seen it. We watch it and we just revel in it. It's so great.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Now, if you're the type of person that wants to watch Quaid fly an F-16 into an alien starfighter on Independence Day, I get it. But I'm with you, Paul.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson, he does such good work.
He just kills it, dude.
It's
He just
incredible.
personifies it. He really, really does. Yep.
Mhm. So, yesterday we had race days. I could talk more about the 500 than the 600 because I was starting to tune out. Then I finally crashed out and I
Yep.
didn't see the whole 600. But hey, let me start with this clip because this is like the coolest thing ever. We got some helicopters grand marshaling IRL cars in the in
I
the
love
world.
that. The Black Hawks. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Guys, this is the pace lap for America to honor Memorial Day and the U.S. Army's 250th birthday. To all the men and women of the U.S. Army and the 160th Special Operations Group, happy birthday from all of us. This is something special.
Wow, what incredible scenes here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Oh, look, it,
160th store. Those guys are badass. You know who that is? That's Trumplican 2024. The guy with the Bigfoot icon. Yeah, he's 160th sore. That's his people in that helicopter.
Oh wow, that's
Yep.
awesome!
Oh yeah,
Incredible.
yeah. Totally incredible. My son and his wife attended the race, and man, I got some great photos from them and stuff like that. It was just so really, really great.
It's a cool. I wasn't able to attend this year, obviously, but it's. I'm telling you, Paul, it's a bucket list. You gotta do it.
I told Tanya, I said we gotta hook up with Sean as
Hmm.
our fearless leader and
Absolutely.
yeah, and do that 4 day 4 day weekend or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
Friday
that
through
really is a
Sunday.
bucket list for me,
You'd
man.
probably
I just
fly
want
out.
350,000 people. Jeez.
400. 350 was the grandstands. There was still so we're looking at closer to 400,000. You don't ever release official numbers because they're not a publicly traded company.
Wow.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So you're looking at north of 400,000. You're looking at the town of Speedway, which is inside of Indianapolis, but it's its own municipality.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, the city of Speedway. It was the 52nd largest municipality in the country that day by population. Think about
Wow.
that. That's bigger than name a city that you can think
Yeah.
of. St. Louis.
Yeah.
It's bigger than St. Louis. It's the most watched. So they had 7.2 million watching on over there on Fox. We'll give them some credit because that's where the video came from. Please don't DMCA us for sharing one of your videos, Fox. Uh,
So what I got to tell you was that Fox Nation app also had 100 Days to Indy.
oh yeah,
So Tanya and I had been watching that all week. It's like 3 or 4 episodes, and it had Paulo, you know, and all the top 3 or 4 guys. The guy with the Swedish name that crashed out at the end, Joe Hergensten or something. But man, it was so cool to have that context before we watched the race.
yeah.
So it was really, really cool. Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and
The
that's what
Spaniard dude, man, he was just beside himself.
the locals probably get more of the rest of the world is because the local news in Indianapolis or you follow the teams on whatever your favorite social media platform is. It's the entire. There's no other race like it. You normally show up on a
Oh yeah,
Thursday, you
yep,
test your car, and you
yep,
run it on Sunday. Uh, this starts. It starts the very first Monday of the second week of May, and
yeah.
goes through the whole time. And for the fans, there's shit to do every day the track is open. It's a
That's
concert.
why we want to go and do like 4 days so we can do all the other stuff that's associated.
Yep.
I mean, you look at that thing, that you know, 18-hole golf course. That you know, I I think they said it was like 2,000 acres was the
Mhm.
Indianapolis
It's massive.
Speedway. It was like 2,000 acres. It had this, that, and the other, and hotels. That's what I want to do. I want to do it up big, dude.
The museum.
Yeah,
The
I'd
Derby
love.
cars from 1911, 1917,
Oh yeah.
1925. The Derby, and so when I talk about a Derby car, and I was actually having a conversation with my mom a couple days ago about this. Derby cars have always been open wheel. Remember, they were that skinny body,
Oh yeah.
single seat style
Yeah.
car versus a stock car. And look, I'm not. This is
Yeah.
not a knock on NASCAR.
No,
and I
no, no,
understand
no. But yeah, they
NASCAR's
were 350
origins.
small block. Yeah.
And it was all engine on a couple of wheels and a frame.
Yep.
Which and that's they've kept at least that. Now I know it's been there's not enough competition in engine make and in frame and in things like that, but they've at least kept to that open wheel, even though it's a wide-bodied
I
single seat
love
car
that.
now.
Yeah, it really is. And the one thing I saw in the uh I don't know if it was in the video or what, but it was the New York Yankees baseball player.
Oh no, it's Tom Brady, Patriots.
No, no, no. This was
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Gronk, because that would be
No,
Patriots
no,
too.
no. It was baseball. He was
I, I don't remember who it was.
oh
Anyhow,
yeah. Anyhow, he went in one of those two-person Indy cars.
yeah.
Yeah, and he got out. He's a big guy. He's 6'2", 6'3", and he got in that thing, settled down in there, and it turned out it was Paulo that took him out. And he gets out on the track, and he's like, ah, ah, we're gonna hit the wall. I mean, he just lost his shit. He was trying to
could
be cool, but he just lost it.
could you imagine? So the twin seaters, and they run them. You can actually do the full experience. I can't remember. It's reasonable if you're a serious open wheel guy. It's seriously worth trying. I have not. Like $2,000, and you get 4 laps with one of the actual professional drivers,
Yep,
and
in the Indy car.
they take you about 50 miles an hour slower than they race. They
Yeah,
top out at 180 on intentionally because they don't want you to throw up in the two-seater.
right.
Because you're gonna think you're gonna drive straight into the wall in turn one, and then all of a sudden you're like,
So, so for my 50th birthday, my wife bought me the NASCAR experience at Texas Motor Speedway. And we went out there and I had a little coaching and you go through this little class, then you put on the fire suit
yep.
and it's a two-seater, either Mustang or Camaro or Camry. And I got this kid who looked like he was maybe 12,
Yeah.
or, certainly not 16. And, I'm in the passenger seat and he's got that wall at Texas Motor Speedway, like right here. And I'm like, sweet baby Jesus, sweet baby Jesus, sweet baby Jesus. We're all going to die. And I know, like you said, he was probably 30, 40, 50 miles an hour slower than what they do at the speedway.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was just, I was beside myself. When we stopped, I'm like pulling out my wallet and grab my credit card. And I'm like, where do I swipe? Just keep going
Yeah.
until the credit card's declined because that's so much fun. But that,
Do it
man,
again.
that was
Do
off
it
the
again.
damn chain. It was really, oh my God, I
Oh.
loved it so much.
Well, it's unbelievable. Like these are incredible athletes, and you can go, "Oh, seriously? You're going to call racing a sport?" They are incredible athletes. And I listen. I'm not a regular watcher. I'm a 500 guy. I grew up in northern Indiana, transplanted to central Indiana, went to
Yeah,
races with my parents. When me and my brother got older, we took our parents to races, and
sure.
then when that didn't work, just didn't happen anymore, we went with our friends every year. We
Yeah.
like I listen. There would be days I went One of the companies that we used for our procurement for printing products it happened to have a lot right on 16th Street, and that you could walk into the track, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have a product demo day. We're gonna have hot dogs. We're gonna have beer. Just throwing it out there to all the people that buy from us. We're gonna do
Wow.
a customer appreciation day."
Really?
And we yeah, like and yeah, so like at lunch, I did the right thing. Not all government workers do. I punched out and took four
Yeah.
hours of time off, and went over at lunch with one of my buddies from work. Had a good time, had some hot dogs, hamburgers, a couple of beers there, and then just walked in and just watched. All they were doing, I mean, it was practice. They were just they were trying to set the cars up because
Wow.
they have time to set the cars up. They don't have time to set a car up at Le Mans. They don't have time to set a car up at Coke 600 or
Yeah.
Daytona 500. They have the whole month to set cars up to be the fastest cars on the planet. And that's
Wow.
what makes Indy different
It
than
really
any
is.
other
Yeah.
race. And
Yeah.
you could tell me Le Mans is awesome, and I'd be like, all right, cool. No, it's not. Again,
Yeah. Le
what
Mans
are
is
they? What
awesome.
do they get? Four
Monaco's
days?
awesome. And the other thing is, what I really like about the Indy 500, it's it's really just a regular race in the middle of the season. It's
Yeah,
not like it's the culmination of the season. It's race 6 or race 7 of a 12 or 13 race season.
yeah.
And I also think that is cool. Before my son went in the army, he worked at corporate GameStop,
Yeah.
and he was he wrote code and stuff, right?
Software engineer.
Software engineer. So he got us luxury suites at Texas Motor Speedway for the GameStop and um, not Kawicki, Kozlowski. And so he's like, "Dad, I want to bring you to this." And I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah."
Yeah.
So we're sitting up in a suite with a, full service bar. They got food. You can order hamburgers and all this kind of stuff.
Yep.
I swear to God, Sean, I'm sitting there and I'm like, it hadn't started yet, but they're running qualifying laps and stuff. And I look over and there's Coach Gibbs. He's sitting like 2 people away from me. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Yo, Coach.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And he's like, it's Andy, And I'm like, okay, whatever you say, sir.
Look,
Man, it was so much fun. And we got to go down. We got to go to the trailer where they have all
oh
the
yeah.
stuff with the tools and
Holy
driver's
crap.
lounge and all that kind of stuff.
Those trailers alone are $1 million with all the tooling and all their ability to fix a car right in the trailer, lift
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've totally walked into one. I wasn't supposed to, but the crew is very friendly. Actually, that was at National Hot Rod Association. With the Top Fuel, those
with
guys.
NHRA? Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
so Indianapolis has another town, so Speedway. The next town is Claremont. Has the NHRA drag strip that they run Grand Nationals at
Yeah.
every year. Look, everyone says Charlotte's the racing town, and they are. Probably the best race in NASCAR. A lot of people say Daytona. I'm going to say no. It's probably Charlotte. But as far as just racing history. You got
Well,
two
well,
different things going on. You
yeah,
got, and they were both built on increasing technology to be faster, to be better, to build better cars to sell to the public eventually.
yeah,
But you have NASCAR, and you have IRL, Indy Racing League, and I don't give a crap about the European people with F1. They can drink their tea with their pinky.
yeah,
I really don't give a crap. They're just
yeah,
not. They're just not as good at it.
yeah. They're really not. Yeah, and they're
So
more elitist. What I like about IRL, it's like open wheel NASCAR. You get a Honda block or you get a Chevrolet block, and it's a twin turbo V6, and you can only do so much to it, just like in NASCAR. It's
right.
not, where F1 is all about the levers and the floats and the aerodynamics, and it's just so complicated. It just it I'm not
What
invested in the
shouldn't they have to?
driver,
Shouldn't they have to pit for that? I
huh?
mean, like in IRL or even in NASCAR, if you want to change downforce, or you have to pit.
No, you have to pit, yeah.
So if your
In F1,
downforce
you don't. You just
sucks
do a
and
little knob.
you got a bad right drive tire, the front
Yeah,
tire, you either have to choose to pit and lose laps or race on it, making it more about the driver.
right. Yep.
All right, so uh, I wanted to so that we did a for all of you that watch us, I left it up. We did an equipment test, like beta testing space over the weekend, and I played the wrong clip for Paul. Paul, I gotta play you this clip of Scott Adams with Bill Maher about Trump's branding, and get your reaction.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, we see this. He never ever says the word Hillary now without crooked before. Crooked Hillary, crazy Bernie. I mean, this is like sixth grade level stuff, but that's the
So
level.
wrong. No, so wrong. That is the best persuasion you'll ever see. When I heard low energy, I called.
Low energy, right?
Yeah, I called the end of Bush that day because that is a sticky
Right.
insult. So these are not random insults.
I'm not saying they're random. I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just saying he brands people.
Well-
Low energy, crazy, crooked.
No, but there's something else to it. He's working on confirmation bias. When you see anything come out in the news that looks like maybe Hillary Clinton did something a little bit suspicious, you say crooked Hillary. So he's setting these up so that you're reminded of them.
It
by the
really
future.
comes in. Yeah, I mean, it looked great this week when that report came out. It fed
Yeah.
right into the narrative.
Right, and
Yeah.
Lion Ted, same thing.
Right.
He's a politician. He's going to say something
Right.
that somebody's going to call a lie. And when they do, the nickname just pops in your
I
mind.
remember when he called Dr. Ben Carson the sheriff of nodding off. And
And by the way, he A/B tests this just like software people do. So he says these nicknames in front of people. He sees the reaction, and then he uses them. The brilliant thing he did recently was he came up with a second one for Clinton. He said, "Well, is she heartless? Is it heartless Hillary, or is it crooked Hillary?" And he actually made people debate whether she was more heartless or more crooked. And that's all intentional. This is all technique. It's called.
and she's conversely so bad at it. I mean, I used to say her slogan, "Ready for Hillary," was for me a perfect slogan because it described exactly how I felt. Are you ready for Hillary? Yes, I'm ready. It was like getting a shot. Am I excited? No, just I'm ready for Hillary. Just
So that's 2016 Maher, who had already developed Trump derangement syndrome. It's been wild ride to watch all of these people progress through their Trump derangement syndrome. But I think Scott Adams was right on when he said, no, Bill, this isn't sixth grade level stuff. This is what Trump does. He
This
can
is
brand a
just
building. He can
advanced
brand a golf course.
marketing. Yeah. Yeah. There's no way Trump doesn't know what he's doing. This is absolutely peak Trump. And I have to say, an aside, um, I feel really bad that Adams has probably got 3 to 6 months to go,
Mm-hmm.
because he has the same thing Biden has, advanced, and I really feel bad for the guy. But yeah, he was spot on back in 2016 by saying, no, this is by design, dude. Having people pick between crooked Hillary and
Absolutely.
just opening that up. And
Well,
I
and the
think
thing,
he couldn't say it's brilliant, but his countenance was like, "This is brilliant. This guy's a marketing master." Although he didn't say that, but yeah,
what I was gonna say was I think where Scott nailed it was that Trump plays off confirmation bias. And he said, "Well, if Ted Cruz, I call him Lion Ted. Is a politician ever going to be 100% truthful with you? And when you catch Ted Cruz in a lie, does it not confirm your bias that
yeah,
that's Lion Ted?"
yeah,
All right, little Marco, look at the dude. Little Marco's incredible. He's intelligent. He's doing a great job in this current Trump administration. But you look at him and you go, "Holy shit, it's little Marco."
yeah,
Like it's confirmation bias. The dude's tiny,
absolutely, yep,
tiny. Incredible that the way that Trump does this. And Bill Maher in the clip I played opened with, "No, this is sixth grade level name calling." And I'm glad Scott Adams, who went on his show, said, "No, no, no, no. You got this all wrong. You
got it all
got it all
wrong,
wrong."
dude. Yep,
I don't know if Bill's ever going to recover from his TDS, even after his most recent White House visit, where he got Trump to sign 100 insults he said about Bill Maher.
how epic was that, Sean?
Hmm.
That was absolutely epic, and it blew up in his face that Trump said, "Oh, hell yeah, I'll sign it. I'll sign
Right?
it with pride." Yeah, I did say those things. You fuckwit.
Good, good. You know what? The ladies of The View, as awful as they are, I saw a clip. I don't bring any clips from The View. I'm not going to do it, refuse to do it. But Joy Behar, fake redhead, her hair is silvery blue.
Yeah,
It is. Says that if I was dying, I would refuse a Trump supporter's help. It was a clip. They played it on ABC. And I'm just thinking to myself, you are got to be the most deranged group of people on the planet. How are you going to identify somebody you're choking in a restaurant? How are you going to identify that that's a Trump supporter first while
right.
you're in panic
Yeah,
from choking, and then a second say, "No, I'd prefer to die. I don't want you because you have a Cincinnati Reds hat on, which is a red cap,
yeah.
and I identify you with you're a Trumper."
You're a MAGA. Yeah,
Like what? These I don't know how it. Well, obviously I do know how, but I don't know how ABC continues to keep that show on because it doesn't make any money. The reason I know they can is because they make money on other shows later in the day on prime time, so they can afford to eat the loss. And what an awful, awful group of human beings that have no touch in reality. None.
none, none. I mean, NBC or whoever, would we better off having Charlemagne the God as in the 10 a.m. slot?
Yeah,
You know, he's uber liberal, but he's also a free thinker,
he's
and
curious.
and he's serious about what he said. And I've seen quite a few of those things where he's like, I don't like Trump worth a shit, but goddamn, this boy's hitting all his goals and doing this and hey, Democrats, you guys are supposed to have a plan. Why isn't anybody saying it out loud? Because
Well, and
we don't know what the plan is.
if ABC, NBC, all of the social media bros on the Democrat side say we need a Democrat Joe Rogan first. You already had him, you lost him. But second, Charlemagne the God would be
Yep.
your guy. Why are you not? Well, because he's too inquisitive. He'll ask
Millions and
questions.
millions of followers that bro's got.
Unbelievable. And he runs, I think, on WABC, the flagship radio station in New York. Is his?
Oh, he does.
I'm pretty sure he.
Oh, wow.
And the podcast is just a result of that, because everybody who does anything now records it in podcasts that sends it out to the world. I'm pretty sure, and I think it's a pretty big following for his actual radio program in New York.
Wow.
And that's where that studio you see, I think that's WABC, which used to be known as one of the biggest powerhouses.
Oh,
in
yeah, it
news.
was. Yeah.
And obviously they don't give a crap about news anymore. they just don't. They don't care. It's
Whatever.
sad. And I think I hate to say it, but I think when the boomers finally hand the last mic to the Gen Xers, I don't see standard television and radio broadcasts ever being the same. I don't know how they fit into anything anymore. I think people, like, if you watch, my kid would be Gen Z, right? She don't watch TV at all. Now she'll put it on the TV. It's YouTube. It's something else. It's Twitch, watching gaming. Or nobody's watching these people scream at clouds anymore. They're just your generations. Some still do, and my mom has talked about that. And she's like the View is off limits in all of my friend groups, because people just lose their shit. Did you see what's on the View today? And everyone goes, nope, stop, we don't talk about, nope, just too
Yep.
controversial. We'll all get it.
Non-starter. Yeah.
You'll have a bunch of 75-year-old ladies getting into a fight, physical fight. They're like, nope, no. If you believe what's on the View, that's on you.
Yep.
All right, so I wanted to move. I got a couple of more clips. I'm saving one to close us out, but I did want to say, God, I was a huge fan of Rush, and he took a visit to Normandy, and since it's Memorial Day, I know he talks about veterans, but he also kind of walks through something. This is an audio clip. I want to play it for everybody.
Catherine and I took a vacation recently, and as part of it, we went to visit Normandy. Omaha Beach, Wanduhoc, pronounced both ways. We stood on the beach where so many incredible American troops acted in bravery that is incomprehensible to the average person, all in the name of freedom. In the name of freedom for people of other countries, in addition to their own and ours. And then we walked through the American cemetery in Normandy. Over 10,000 white crosses, the names of American young people, in an unreal, perfect geometric order. I mean, it was really moving, folks. It was phenomenally sobering and moving. And the older I get, the more awestruck I am by people who do what they do. Now, many of you in this audience are military, former military. And to us, you are heroes. You are true, eternal heroes. And those of us in this audience, people I can speak for, we are eternally grateful for what you and your families have sacrificed for this country.
So this wasn't necessarily him talking about Memorial Day. He was just talking about how awestruck he was to take a look at those beaches and how unclimbable they were. And that we did it anyways, and that up until probably Vietnam, America had at least in the first part of the 1900s had
Yep.
come to the rescue of others in the name of giving them back their freedom.
Yes.
And we could have arguments all day long about where we went wrong, whether it was Vietnam or the Gulf. But it's that America was willing to put their lives on the line to liberate you, to give you back freedom, because we were able to come to that, and we lost so many in that. And I really thought that was a great observation from Rush.
Have you ever been able to make it there to
No, not
Normandy?
yet. Not yet.
Oh my God, dude. It will literally change your life.
Do you have any video of your
I
visit?
don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Even old video, I could probably convert to digital.
Well, let me look. Because,
Yeah.
Because the last time I was there, I had a camera.
Yeah, so photograph, camera, film, or a digital?
No, film.
Oh, yeah. There's something we could do there. Probably wouldn't be able to display them here, but we can get them out there.
Yeah, let me see what I can do. Because
Dude, the first, and I gotta go with Saving Private Ryan. The first 10 minutes of that movie, like, if that doesn't turn your stomach upside down, I don't know what to tell you. You don't understand what we fought for to give France and England back their freedom. You don't. Watch the first.
my dad couldn't watch it.
I'm sure he couldn't.
My dad could not watch it.
I'm sure he couldn't. It's like, and that's what I think Rush was reflecting on. He's
Yeah.
like, you can't possibly understand what we did on that day.
Yep.
You can't understand. And all of it, the 82nd dropping in behind, all of the, I think the movie explains it well. The TV series Band of Brothers does a way better job of laying the whole timeline out and what happened. And I highly recommend, wherever you need to find it, Band of Brothers. If you haven't watched it, watch it. You're not going to really understand, especially people my age who most of their experience was like Bush 1 and Bush 2 and their wars in the Middle East, and shock and awe.
That's just not the same. It's just not the same.
No, it's not. And again, America stepped up to the challenge and met the challenge. And a lot of countries stopped spending on their own defense because they thought America was always going to step up to the challenge when they had a beef with their neighbor, which, if you look at it in 2025 terms, you really want America to go to war because you got a beef with your neighbor? Settle your beef. Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out, dude. Yep.
Figure it out. Well, Americans don't want to pay for that shit, and we don't want to spend our blood on it at all. Figure it out. And I think that's where Trump has been really powerful in saying, "Hey, listen, NATO members, If you want the American military to step in, you're going to have to figure out how to build your own military
And pay for it.
and pay for it. And, oh, by the way, you can buy it from us at a 25% tariff, but when you're the king of Rome, you're the king of Rome. And yeah, Trump has the
So,
ability to do that.
so Sean, I gotta say, it's the tariffs and everything to
Yeah.
me are all positive, and I just don't understand the pushback from the liberals. They don't seem to have a foot to stand on, yet they continue to say, you know, orange man bad.
All right, so the way I look at this, politics post Obama has become a team sport. And the left, the voters, or the active social media people, will just step in line. The way I look at it is that since it's a team sport, right, that they just take marching orders on the left. On the right, if you look at social media and you follow it, they're just broken, and they're always going to be broken, and that's okay because they all have different opinions, and that's the way it was supposed to be. And you get to choose with elections, whether a primary, midterm,
Yeah.
generals. The issue that we have on our side is that nobody participates in the primaries. So you got a Tom Tillis that I would love to primary here in North Carolina. And I'm going to work on that. I promise you, I'm going to work on that. But I need my fellow North Carolinians to show up on primary day, which is March 3rd of next year. It's coming up. It's fast. Who's going to show up though? That's the struggle we have. Like, how do you get out the rhinos? Well, you show up to the primaries. Nobody shows up to primaries.
Right.
That's why you have Mitch McConnell being 45 years in. That's why you have Nancy Pelosi being like 48 years in office. Nobody shows up to primary because they have primary candidates that are running against them.
Sure.
Nobody shows up to vote for the person against them because they're just like, look, I don't care. Whatever. It's not affecting me.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, we've
change.
got
The big one is I can't change anything. Well, yeah, you can.
yeah, vote. So the big one we got is Dan Paxton going after John Cornyn.
Yep.
And I am 2,000 million, billion, trillion, 100 million, 475,000% Dan Paxton. He's a badass.
Yes.
Do the right thing. Cornyn has proven himself to be just
Rhino.
and yeah, a rhino. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to do whatever I can for Paxton.
So do you think Trump's, because Trump, look, I love Trump. I don't love the people that get around Trump and talk in his ear. Do you think Trump, there's a thing going around on social media that Trump might actually say, no, vote for Cornyn in the primary against Paxton?
What?
Yeah, it's all over the Weber net.
Bro, I haven't heard anything
his,
like that.
That his cabinet, that his inner circle are going to identify Cornyn as the one that he should give an endorsement to. I know, it's totally wrong.
totally wrong, dude. Cornyn's not the guy. He's a
Dude, he's
damn
awful.
rhino.
Yes.
Oh,
And I
you're
think
hurting my ribs right now.
so. And I think part of the issue with Trump in both the first administration and the second administration has been he lets people into his inner circle that are not actually loyal, but they're really good at kissing his ass. And so they tell him, no, 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 no. We want Cornyn. He'll do this or he'll do that, but he won't. Cornyn's awful. Tillis is awful. They need to go. I
Yep.
mean, could somebody, for the love of God, primary Mitch McConnell? Jesus Christ, he's
Oh my
5,000.
God.
He's
It
5,000
would
years
seem
old.
like you could get a GED 16-year-old to primary McConnell and win.
If people will show up to vote, it would totally happen. People, I think that needs to be a focus for us, Paul. Moving into next spring, probably starting after Christmas, is getting out the vote for primaries because people just don't show up for primaries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I got. It'd be a little bit early, but I got a really great video. Instead of playing our podcast song to go out, I'm gonna play a clip from Ronald Reagan on the Price of Freedom. For those of you that listen to us audio only, don't worry, there's a soundtrack. But the video is super important. You guys got to check this out. And then, Paul, we'll just end the room once this ends. Okay?
All right, brother.
We are a nation under God, and I believe God intended for us to be free. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David. Their lives ended in places called Belleauwood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. They add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom.
Ready? Aim.